Hello, English 4 students. This is Ms. Strawn with the instructions for how to access the virtual English 4 Fall Final exam. The exam opens at 8:25 a.m. and will close at 4 p.m. So it is imperative that you submit your final exam by 4 p.m. to get credit, and that will be 4 p.m. on December 17th. Okay, so there are several sections to the final exam, and I'm going to take you there via Schoology. So when you log into Schoology, this is one of the English 4 courses. The English 4 course that has the yellow picture, these are the students who originally had Ms. Ewing as their English 4 teacher. You will access your fall final exam in the same way. Okay, so if you are on the materials page, you'll see all of the folders with lessons. And I have not made this live yet, but I will move this folder up to the top, and I will publish it at 8:25 a.m. and you'll open Final Exam Fall 2020. So we'll do that now. And it says Virtual English 4 Fall Final Exam 2020. Follow the directions within the assignment. Okay, so this will be a Google assignment, and you may see it slightly differently than I see it. But when you click on it, it will open up a copy for you to use. Okay, so again, you do want to make sure that you're using that you've logged into your Gmail account, your 1000 number Gmail account, so you have no problems opening this up. Okay, so the first part is the resume. There are 4 parts. So I'm going to go through this and read the instructions for you. And all the parts that are highlighted in orange are parts that you will complete. So English 4 Fall Final. Name, you will type your name in here. There are 4 parts to this exam. Be sure that you read all directions and complete all 4 sections. Part 1 is the resume, and it is worth 15 points. The instructions say to look at the resume, starting here with the big name, and write down 5 errors and how to correct them in the chart on page 2. So you'll read through. So it starts here. It goes all the way to the end here, which has Skills USA. Okay? So use your knowledge of what you know about appropriate resumes, and you will write in at least 5 errors here in this box. This is the section for errors, and then how do you fix it? So if you said that something is wrong with a line that says, like if something is wrong with this line of information, I guess you could copy and paste it to then what the error is, and then rewrite it correctly here. Okay? And there are many kinds of errors that could be. It could be a spelling error, it could be a capitalization error, it could be the way that they worded it. But you're looking for 5 errors. And sometimes the errors are just in the specificity, like what kind of details should they have included. Okay? So what you remember about good resumes, find the 5 errors that you see with that one and how you would fix it. And that means there's more than one correct answer. That's great, right? So there's not just one right answer, and there's not just, one way to fix it. All right, so that's how you do part 1. Part 2 covers the section that we did with research and the annotated bibliography. This section is for 20 points. You're going to read the article called Streaming Season and summarize it on page 3. Okay, so this is like an article that you would receive from the database. So you'll read through this article, 6 paragraphs long, and then here in this section called Part 2, you will create an effective summary. This is worth 20 points. Okay, you don't even have to do a citation, just the summary. And I've included for you here a template that you could use, maybe you should use, to write an effective summary. So you'll start with these words that are in dark font in the article, and then you put the title of the article here. If there's an author, you put the author's name the first and last name. If you don't have one, you can just say the author, and then what did they do? Did they explain, argue, claim, give a good verb there? That blank. So what's the main idea of the entire article? So your first sentence is going to say in the article, streaming season, the author blanks that blank. Okay, so you're going to fill that in. Next, you're going to follow that sentence with 2 to 3 key details from the text and use present tense verbs that reflect how the author relayed that information. And then your last sentence of your summary will start with, the author concludes by stating, and then what is their ending statement? What is the ending idea? Put the ending idea. So you should have a 3 to 4 sentence summary. It uses present tense verbs and has all the pertinent information. So use this template, type here in the box that's provided. If you need to go to this next page to finish it out, that's absolutely fine. You can look here to see how you're going to be scored. This is the rubric. Okay? So you want to have an excellent score. You want to have a clear main idea. All important details to be included. You want your ideas to be in logical order. You want to demonstrate a clear understanding of the text, and it's characterized by paraphrasing of the main idea in significant details. Okay? Part 3 of the test is literary analysis. So you will read this short excerpt from the text Cry from a Far Planet. This section is worth 30 points. Then you're going to answer the 6 questions that follow. Okay, so remember you're looking at literary analysis here, so think with that literary lens. Look for tropes that we found from How to Read Literature Like a Professor. Look for characterization. Look for mood. Look for setting. Look for conflict, characterization as you read. You can even annotate it if you like to the side. So you're going to read it, 15 short paragraphs. Then for part 3, you have multiple choice questions. So you will read the question and you will type in your answer here in the box that's highlighted. It says answer number 1. So your answer here will be A, B, C, D. That's all you have to type in. Okay? For number 2, you do follow the same procedure. And then let me show you one that's a little different. It would be number 6. Look at number 6. Which 2 statements support the idea that the protagonist is beginning to struggle with his own mind? So 2 answers are correct. Okay, so which 2 statements? Okay, so you would actually type in A and C, A and B, C and D, B and C, whichever you think are correct. Those 2. All right, part 4 is for literary tropes. So it says in the instructions, in our literary analysis unit, we learned how to analyze using the following literary tropes. 1 story, acts of communion, don't read with your eyes, quest, violence, and geography matters. Which literary trope can you use to analyze the excerpt from Cry from a Far Planet? How does this literary trope give more meaning to the excerpt and support your answer, which will be on page 9 of this test, with evidence from the text? Okay, so you're going to answer, prove, and explain. So you'll answer what literary trope that you see. So you would say, in Cry from a Far Planet, the literary trope of 1 story is demonstrated. And then you will support that with the example from not only the text, but what your knowledge about what that trope is. And you'll explain how those go together and what your understanding of that trope brings to your understanding of the text. Okay, so this will be judged based on, what do you remember from our discussion about that, and also from your study of that. If you studied the final exam review and you actually have that with you, you might want to review those. Okay, you want to review this rubric before you finalize your answer. This is how you'll be scored. A detailed and specific answer to the question is provided. That's worth up to 10 points. The relevance of your text evidence. We're expecting text evidence from the passage. up to 10 points here, and then your explanation. Ideas are presented with thorough, precise explanation and elaboration. Response is accurate and indicates a thorough analysis of the text, and that's up to 10 points. So that's a 30-point question. And then I want you to go back through and make sure you've completed all 4 sections. The resume, research and annotated bibliography section, literary analysis, and literary tropes. And then you will have completed the fall final exam. Don't forget to move up here in this area, and it'll give you an opportunity to hit submit. Please hit submit before you move on to anything else. All right, guys. Good luck. Hope you have a happy holiday. See you next semester. I know you're going to do great on this final exam.